She's the Big Ten all-time scoring record. She's the leading Division I women's career scorer. She, of course, holds all Iowa records. I mean, the list goes on. It's the same thing watching The View. It's the same thing that Jamel Hill said, saying that Caitlin Clark is problematic. All Caitlin Clark has done is sold out arenas, set TV viewership records. She's brought millions of new eyes to women's collegiate basketball and now on to the WNBA. So saying she is problematic, I mean, to me, it sounds like she's the problem solver. And speaking to Jamel Hill.
So the saga that won't end. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. So
Riley Gaines just grabbed a megaphone and possibly a flamethrower and went full WWE on Angel Reese, while hyping up Caitlin Clark like she's the second coming of Steph Curry in a ponytail. Is this the sports crossover episode we never asked for but absolutely needed? What's swimming got to do with basketball beef? And why is Twitter combusting like a popcorn machine with no lid? Buckle up, this drama's got more twists than a pretzel in a hurricane.
Progressive and liberals who have said for so long, you know, why won't anyone watch the WNBA, say, well, she's just pretty tall and white. That's what this is. Let's be very clear. Caitlin Clark has gotten the coverage that she has gotten because she's amazing. She's a phenom. The Big Ten all-time scoring record. She's the leading Division I women's career scorer. Holds all Iowa records. I mean, the list goes on. The fact that she is straight, white, tall, or pretty. Might I just add, I think anyone's pretty next to someone like Brittany Griner. This is what the viewers want to see is Caitlin Clark.
Yes, the collision of sports sass and social media chaos. If drama were a sport, Angel Reese would be the undisputed MVP most vocal personality, and Riley Gaines, well, she's the whistleblower referee, and the entire rules committee rolled into one who knew that a retired swimmer could cannonball straight into basketball beef and make more noise than an entire NBA arena full of vuvuzelas.
You know, Riley Gaines made a good point. You got Caitlin Clark with all of these stats. Everybody knows that Caitlin Clark is bringing eyeballs to the WNBA. If she was at the All-Star game would have 10 times the views because everybody want to see how Caitlin Clark performs. You guys have a cash cow, and it's irresponsible to put one of the best players in the league in.
Let's start with Angel Reese, because honestly, where else would we start? Angel, the queen of trash talk, high-fives herself after every blink and needs a full press conference after each hair flip. She's turned post-game interviews into monologues and Twitter into a personal diary of grievances. You'd think she was fighting for justice, but it's mostly just about who gave her the wrong side eye at breakfast.
All right, but I don't know who we need to hear this, but Angel Reese got to be the worst basketball player ever. She's the worst basketball player ever. Like, do y'all guys don't understand this? She only made 2 points with 12 rebounds. She missed a couple of shots and she missed a rebound, bro. She only made 12 rebounds. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 12 rebounds. And she missed like 4 layups, I think. I don't know, I forgot. But this is nasty work for her, bro. Bro, if she keep playing like this, guess what? She is not winning any games.
Every game becomes a one-woman stage play starring Angel Reese as the misunderstood heroine, the antagonist, the coach, and the audience simultaneously. She's got more poses than a runway model and more comebacks than a soap opera villain. And if you think it's just about the game, oh honey, it's never just about the game. It's about the narrative, the attention, the micro dramas, and macro meltdowns that seem to follow her like glitter at a kindergarten birthday party.
Medal, and the rest of the team, they had 7 practices while Caitlin was still playing with the WNBA. So does this make the decision fair?
Yeah, to your point, the USA basketball chair, the governing board there, their job is to win. It's not about popularity, as it shouldn't be. So let's look at the facts here. Caitlin Clark was the #1 overall draft pick this year. She holds many Big Ten, NCAA records for collegiate women's basketball.
And then right when Angel thinks she owns the storyline, boom, here comes Riley Gaines doing a metaphorical swan dive into the conversation with the grace of a ballerina and the force of a wrecking ball. Riley's not even in the same sport, yet Somehow she's hijacked the drama, like it's a group project, and she's the only one who read the instructions. She's not playing defense or offense, she's rewriting the entire playbook while sipping tea and tweeting about fairness, like she's moderating the Olympic Games of outrage. Riley's entrance didn't just add fuel to the fire, it dumped a whole tanker truck of jet fuel onto the smoldering embers of basketball egos. And the best part, she doesn't even have to dribble. She just says the quiet part out loud, drops the mic, and lets the internet spiral into yet another think piece apocalypse. Meanwhile, Angel's over here trying to keep up, throwing shade like confetti and acting like Riley just stole her parking spot at the Fame Mall. It's a battle of brands at this point. Angel, the chaotic storm cloud of emotion and Instagram filters, and Riley, the perfectly polished tornado of unapologetic opinions and varsity-level clapbacks. One thrives on chaos, the other feeds on controversy, and together they've created a bizarre multiverse where swimming and basketball somehow share the same court and nobody's wearing the right shoes.
I know my teammates count on me for that because second chance opportunities, I'm one of the best rebounders in the country. So I know that's what I can bring to the table every single day, and if I can finish those, that gives a lot of points for us. So I'm just trying to do my job and maximize my job as best as I can, and I know that can lead us to some wins.
The playmaking was there, the rebounding was there, everything was there. She looked like the best player in the WNBA. She looked like the MVP. She looked like a player that she deserves all the attention she's getting because she's doing something nobody else in women's sports is doing. Nobody can capture the attention like Caitlin Clark can capture the attention of the human brain. When I'm watching Caitlin Clark and the shot she's hitting, I'm just like, what the heck? I just have to kind of like stand up and just lock in, like, what am I seeing from this woman? And yeah, man, I could talk about it all day, but let's go ahead and break down this game, man.
And still through it all, Caitlin Clark's just draining threes and casually making everyone else's drama look like background noise at her. Highlight reel premiere. Somehow Caitlin Clark's success became Angel's personal villain origin story. Every three-pointer Clark sinks seems to unlock another level of resentment from Ree, like she's playing a video game called Insecurity Quest. The Iowa Chronicles. Clark could hit a shot from the moon and Angel would still take it as a personal attack. No, Angel, she's not throwing shade, she's just hitting buckets. Enter Riley Gaines. Remember her, the swimmer who got so fed up with losing to biological males that she turned her entire post-athletic career into a full-time TED Talk about fairness in sports. Riley has become the one-woman searchlight for anything she deems unjust in the athletic world. And when she caught wind of the Reese versus Clark melodrama, you could practically hear her cracking her knuckles across state lines. Riley Gaines didn't just walk into the conversation, she dived in with the energy of someone who's been waiting months to say, I told you so.
Holy mother of God! Somebody stop Angel Reese. She is single-handedly the worst fucking basketball player in history. If you don't go take your little bow wow like Mike first 20 minutes of the movie ass the fuck up out of here, ain't nobody trying to see that shit. It was one part of the game where the motherfucker traveled so much you would have thought she was Moses walking on water, gets all the way to the basket, and still missed the motherfucking layup. Somebody give fucking Reese a goddamn Fisher-Price basket. You would have thought Captain Jack Sparrow was out there playing fucking basketball. No, let me tell you what happened. She realized she makes more money on Instagram and all these fucking endorsements, and last 8 months she been hoot your mama.
Her support for Caitlin Clark wasn't just loud, it was a Broadway performance. She basically rolled out a red carpet through a ticker tape parade and crowned Clark the patron saint of competitive integrity. If Riley had her way, there would be a monument to Caitlin Clark next to the Lincoln Memorial, with Reese stuck holding the plaque saying, "Thanks for participating." Of course, Angel didn't take that lightly, because Angel never takes anything lightly. Not a compliment, not a handshake, not even oxygen. The moment Riley piped up, Angel activated her drama thrusters and launched herself into orbit. Suddenly, we weren't even talking about basketball. We were talking about disrespect and narratives and whatever buzzwords her PR team could cram into a 280-character tweet. But let's be honest, the real problem here isn't Caitlin Clark, and it certainly isn't Riley Gaines. The issue is that Angel Reese has mistaken criticism for a personal attack and attention for validation. Every time someone questions her behavior, she acts like they've insulted her grandmother and burned down her childhood home. It's not analysis, it's war. And when Riley Gaines stepped up to support Clark. Reese responded like she'd been personally exiled from the kingdom of TikTok. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is just out here hooping. She's not subwitting, she's not crying on podcasts.
Reese did a slight push on the defender, grabbed the rebound. Caitlin Clark fouled Angel Reese. Angel Reese fell, and it turned into a whole thing. SportsCenter posted that clip, and I just want to show y'all some of the top comments on that video. She wasn't even going to make the layup. Barely touched her. Reese been working with LeBron's team during the offseason. She was going to miss that layup anyway. She's going to ignore Reese pushing someone in their back? Man up. Good job, Caitlin. Good take foul. What a flop. Angel Reese acting like she was going to make the layup. Notice Reese pushes Clark's teammate first in her back. Clark sees it and returns the favor. Reese then plays victim. Angel Reese hate button. 7,000 plus likes. If y'all go through the comments, they're all saying damn near the same thing. So after reading those comments, I'm like, damn. Is Angel Reese the most hated WNBA player? And what even got us to this point? And I know about all the past stuff that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese went through, but
she's just dropping buckets and breaking ankles like it's a full-time job, and Riley Gaines saw that and went, yep, this is what real sportsmanship looks like. The irony, Angel Reese wants respect so badly, but she treats the game like it's a stand-up set, and she's bombing every punchline. Trash talk is fun until it turns into a personality trait. At some point, fans stop seeing you as confident and start seeing you as exhausting, and Riley Gaines was just the first person with a platform big enough to say it out loud. Of course, that didn't stop Angel from doubling down. Oh no, if Angel Reese were in a hole, she'd bring a jackhammer and a backhoe just to make sure she hits the Earth's core. Every time someone criticizes her antics, she responds by doing a TikTok dance and calling it empowerment. Sure, Angel, and I'm the Pope of Dunkin' Donuts. Riley, on the other hand, took the high road with the subtlety of a freight train. She gave Clark the kind of glowing praise that would make a Disney princess blush, and followed it up by reminding everyone that sports are supposed to be about discipline, effort, and, actually playing the game, not turning it into a one-woman reality show called Keeping Up with Angel. And really, what did Angel expect that Riley Gaines, the self-proclaimed referee of sports ethics, would see her social media theatrics and applaud?